Hi everyone, and welcome to today's yoga flow, which is called Fun with Blocks. So you need at least one block today. We will include it in our routine. We will not use it mainly as we normally use it as a tool to get into poses easier. Today we will use the block really to enhance our practice and really make it a fun and interesting practice, and include the block into poses that you would normally not include a block. So I hope you enjoy this practice. Don't worry if some poses feel strange at the beginning, because we do something new, and every time we do something new, our body is a little bit confused. So don't worry if it feels strange or if you can't get into the pose right away. Just give it a try and have fun with blocks. So let's get started. We start in a seated position and we start right away with our block. So grab your block on the shorter sides of the block and then reach both of your arms up over your head. Reach your arms up, relax the shoulders down, and then lean over to one side. So lean to the left side and reach the block over to the left side. Maybe you can look up to the ceiling under your right arm. Yes. Reach your block really as much as you can. Then come back to center and we bend over to the right side. So reach your arm up, look up to the ceiling under your left arm, yes, and reach the block away from you. You should feel a nice stretch on the left side of your torso. Then come back to center and lower your arms down and bring the block to the top of your mat. We will continue with a child's pose. So bring your big toes together to touch and then grab your block and walk your block forward. You can bring it down to the lowest setting and stretch your arms forward and use this block to open up your arms. So don't bring your head down on the mat. Really use the block to bring your arms further to the front and feel the stretch under your shoulder blades and in your arms. Really enjoy the stretch. You can let your head hang heavy here. Really make yourself long and stretch your back here. And then bring both of your hands down on the mat, so away from your block. Bring your hips up, tuck your toes and come up to a downward facing dog. Maybe walk your dog here for a moment, bend one knee and then the other, just to warm up the hamstrings here. Then look between your hands, step the right foot forward, lower the left knee down. And grab your block again. Inhale, reach your block over your head and stretch to the back. Great. For this low lunge, yes. Then grab your block only with your right hand. Bring it down on the highest setting next to you and stretch to the right side. Yeah. Then bring the block back up over your head. Grab it with the other hand, with the left hand, bring it down next to you and stretch over to the left side. Come back to center, block goes up, block comes down on the mat, bring both hands down and step back to downward facing dog. Same on the other side, bring the left foot forward, lower the right knee down, grab your block, reach it over your head. Open up your chest and let your hips sink down at the same time. Great. Grab your block only with the left hand. Bring it down on the mat and reach your right arm over to the left side. Come back to center. Bring the block up to the sky. Grab it with the right hand and block comes down. and stretch the left hand over to the right side. Great. Come back to center, bring your block up, then bring the block down in front of you, ground both of your hands down on the mat, and step back to downward facing dog. Awesome. Let's continue our flow. Look between your hands, step your right foot forward. This time the left knee stays up, but grab your block, inhale and reach it up over your head to a high lunge with block in your hands. Great. Square your hips here. Find your alignment even though you have the block in your arms. Yes. Then focus on a vocal point in front of you, and we step the back leg up, that we are balancing on one foot. Yes. Bring your left knee up as high as you can. Grab your block on the outer edges and then slowly lower your block down and step. Ooh, don't lose your balance. So bring your knee up and then bring your block under your left foot. Awesome. And reverse this. Bring the block up over your head again. Yes, let's try this one more time. Lower the block down. Bring the left foot over it. Awesome. And reverse. Bring the block up. And stay here in this balancing pose. We will now come to a warrior 3 verification. So come forward, reach the block forward, and bring your left leg back. Yes, you can do this. And now bring the block with your right hand back. Bring it behind your standing leg and grab it with your other hand and bring it back to the front. Awesome. One more time. Bring the block behind your leg and to the front. Yes. Come to your warrior 3 and step back to your high lunge. Awesome job. I know this was difficult. Bring the block behind your neck. Spread the elbows to the side. Then bring the left heel down. Sink down deep. So this is like your warrior 2 position, but you just have the block behind your back. Yes. And then bring the right elbow onto your right knee. Come back to center. And then bring the left elbow to the back and right elbow up. Great. One more time. Right elbow comes to the right knee. Back to center. And left elbow goes to the back. Yes. Back to center. Extend the front leg. Grab your block. Bring it to the inside of your right foot. Bring your hand onto the block. And reach your left arm up to triangle pose. Great job. Yes. Stay here for a moment. Check in with your alignment. Make sure that your arms are in one straight line. That your hips and your shoulders are in one line. Great. Yes. 2 more breaths here. Then bring the left hand onto your hips. Grab your block and bring it to the upper right corner of your mat. Bring your weight into this arm. Lift the back leg up. Bring the left arm up and come to a half moon pose. Good job, everyone. I know this is a little tricky. Yes. Again, try to find a vocal point, either down on the floor or in front of you. Stay here for one more breath. Awesome. And then bring both hands down on the mat and step back to your downward facing dog. Great job. Let's do the same on the other side. I told you this is fun with blocks. So bring the left leg forward, right knee stays up, grab your block and reach your arms up high for high lunge. Sit down into your hips, that your back leg is extended, your arms reach up, pull the belly button in. Great. And find this focal point in front of you. Give you here one moment, one more breath. And we step the back leg up and balance on the left leg. Grab your block at the corners. I think that makes it a little easier. And then bring your block down and bring it under your right foot. Awesome. And bring it back up. Yes. One more time. Block comes down under your foot. And bring it back up. Let me step back a little bit that I have enough space. And we come forward to our warrior three. So we reach the block forward. Your right leg reaches back. Grab the block only with your left hand. Bring it behind your standing leg. Grab it with the other hand and bring it to the front. One more time. Bring the block behind your left leg and to the front. Yes, stay in your warrior three just for a moment. Oh, and either you fall or you come back to the high lunge. Bring the block behind your neck. Your elbows come to the sides and then bring the right heel down and come to your warrior two pose. So your hips are open to the right side here. Sink down deep in your hips so that your front thigh is almost parallel to the mat. Spread the elbows out wide and we bring the left elbow to the left knee. Come back to center and bring the left elbow up. Right elbow comes down. Back to center. One more time. Tap elbow to knee. Back to center and reach the front elbow up. Back to center. Straighten the front leg. Bring the block to the inside of your left foot. And then extend your right arm up to the ceiling. Spread your fingers out wide. Imagine there is a wall behind you and your hips, your shoulders and your heels all press against this wall. Great. Then bring your right hand onto your right hip. Grab your block, bring it to the top left corner of the mat. Lift your right leg up as high as you can. And then as soon as you feel stable, extend your right arm up to the ceiling. Press your right heel back. This will help you with balance. Awesome. Open up the chest here. Yes. And then bring both of your hands down on the mat and step back to your downward facing dog. Let's take one deep breath here together. Inhale. Maybe come up to your toes. And exhale. Bring the heels down. Great. And come forward to plank pose and slowly lower down onto your mat, onto your belly. Great. Our next pose is great for the lower back. We will press the tops of the feet down into the mat. Make sure to activate your thighs and your glutes in this next pose. We grab the block again and with our inhale, bring your forehead and your arms up high. Grab the block and a little bit as we did before, bring the block behind your back with your left hand and grab it with your right hand behind your back and bring it to the front. Two more in this direction. Yes. One more. And to the front. Let's do it in the other direction. So bring the right hand to the back and the left to the front. 2 more. Yes. And 1 more. Yes, it's harder than we think. Reach forward and then relax down. Bring your head down on your hands and relax here for a moment. Maybe shake your hips from left to right to relax the lower back here. Then come up to a seated position. We come to our last pose, so we are almost done. Grab your block again. Extend your legs in front of you and bring the toes up. And we will do another fun exercise, which is great for the abs. So extend your arms in front of you, holding the block, and then slowly you lower down, roll down, that you lay down on your back. Bring the block behind you, that it quickly touches the ground, and then move it up again, and we sit back up. Great. 2 more like this. Roll down. Bring the block over your head. And then reach up again. And come to a seated position. Last one. Come up to a seated position. Now you have 2 options. You can either bring your block down between your legs and rest your head on it. You can also bring more props up to make this a more restorative pose. Or if you are flexible in your hamstrings and you want to take your forward bend a little deeper, you can bring the block behind your feet, grab it and come to your forward bend like this. But feel free to just bring your hands onto your shins, on your knees, on your ankles, wherever it feels good. But if you are flexible in your hamstrings, maybe you want to go a little further today and grab the block behind your feet. Then relax your head wherever you are and let it hang heavy. Enjoy this forward bend. Then slowly walk your hands back in. And we come to our final resting pose. So lay down on your back. If you have 2 blocks, you can bring them under your knees. Or one thing that I really like in Shavasana is to bring a block onto my belly. This will put a little weight on your belly and make you feel more grounded and more safe. And let your feet fall to the sides. Relax your arms next to you, palms facing up. Relax your shoulders, your neck, and your face. Shavasana. And slowly start to deepen your breaths. Bring movement back into your body. Rotate at your wrists and at your ankles. Remove the block if it is on your belly and roll over to one side. Then come up to a seated position. Cross your legs in front of you. Take one more deep breath here. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Then bring your hands to a prayer in front of your heart. Thanks for practicing with me today. Namaste.